Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update on commodities. We'll work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these topics and subjects looking for potential investment opportunities. I put all of that information on the website. You can see my portfolio. You can see when I'm purchasing things. I've got a specific thread on when I purchase things. So I put the price, the ticker symbol, and the date and all that stuff. I update it every time I purchase something. So you can see it real time as I'm buying things. We do have a discount coupon code going on. Special is that coupon code, 50% off the first month, and a larger discount on the yearly membership if you guys are interested in joining. We have a 7 a.m. question and answer session coming up on Saturday as a reminder, Mountain Time. All right, here we go. We got the DXY. What do we have here? A breakdown. We've got a breakdown of the DXY breaking at least this first trend line. We've got the blue portion below us, which is going to act as support. And it's not just the trend line. Like, don't think of these things as trend lines. Think of this as buyers and sellers accumulating in this area there. So they've been accumulating between that portion and that portion. And that's going to be the spot that we've got to go through if we follow through into that volume of buyers and sellers. That's what support is. It's not a trend line where you just have turning points. It's also where the volume of shares have been traded. But we're falling out of this pattern. We're coming on down, and we'll see what this looks like over the next few weeks, is what I'll call it. It did fall, which means that rates fell today too. So rates came back down. We're right at this resistance support line, and we're right on top of it. And we'll see which direction we go here. Do we head lower or do we come on up? Now, I know Trump wants lower yields and a lower currency. So I don't know if there's people in the background doing crap behind this. Difficult to say. We've got the 10-year yield also at a pretty strong reverse. It's not a reversal candlestick. It's pretty dang close to it, but a reversal move from yesterday, down 2%, and 30-year pretty close to a bearish engulfing where we could head lower. Surprising that you'd see this type of takeoff yesterday and then a response. I do think something's in there buying up bonds, pushing it lower today. I don't think that the free market is in here doing these moves here. I don't believe it. I don't see why people are rushing into bonds on the long end of the curve, is what I'll say. TYX TNX ratio, we were up a little bit today. That's going to be a little bit of a tailwind behind gold, so that's good. And with yields and the dollar going down, gold should have a pretty solid day today. We've got TLT, bond prices, as yields drop, bond prices go up. It's exactly what we saw. The 2 and the 10-year yield, we had the yield curve invert. It did it in a way where the short end of the curve went down less than the 10-year yield. So the 2-year fell less than the 10-year with the curve inverting today. And there we are. This does look like we still want to go higher, though, in the short term. Very, very short term. Gold's up about $29 an ounce. Looking pretty solid here, guys. This looks really good. I don't see any reversal candlesticks. There's just small little selling pressure the past 2 days. Nice, good follow through today. Yeah, I just let this thing go, man. Let it go. Silver's up 0.6%. God, this thing looks good, man. This looks good. Looks good to just start. I think that silver's about to rip at any second. I don't know when. Doesn't matter, but it looks like it's ready to go. The reason it looks ready to go is because whenever you start coming out of these patterns, you start clearing things. You also start clearing things on the horizontal. If we go back to the 12-month, we are clearing the horizontal resistance on the yearly candlesticks here. You can see that we're cutting through this. And when you start cutting through this, you're not getting to these areas where you've got a ton of volume traded here. So your overhead resistance above us is not that great. So when the resistance starts to fade away, that's when we get ready to rippy. And I think we could have a big move here. We also have a pretty good setup right where it's at, right like now. So this looks good. Looks very constructive for silver. Platinum up a teeny bit today. We're also getting ready to, I think, launch in platinum. The dollar dropping, that DXY we saw today, that could be something that drives this higher. So weaker dollar is going to drive dollar denominated commodities higher. Palladium was up 3.8%. That's ripping today. Had a nice, very nice setup here. Where we were coming on down. We had two big up candlesticks or three big up candlesticks and a whole bunch of down ones. Those generally resolve upward. So everything looks good for palladium, platinum, silver, and gold. Precious metals look really good. GDX up a little bit, 0.9, GDXJ up 0.5, and SILJ up 0.4. Those all look like they are advancing and progressing quite well. And if we take a longer, bigger picture view, this is the view that I see. This is your ultimate bottom there. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and we are about to rip as you get through the remaining resistance that we've got in that general area there. So I think this looks fantastic. I'm ready for a big move out of this. We've got XAU to gold ratio up slightly today. Nothing too ridiculous, but we're coming from extreme levels. And again, this is such a great opportunity. This is your generational opportunity here. Whenever you get these valuations like this and everyone hates it, that's when you just got to say, I'm going in, Goose. I'm going in. Gold and silver mining divided by gold. When the ratio's here, gold's already broken out. It's ripping, guys. XAU's just been treading water here. Just been treading water. I think it's going to come where we can get a breakout. Crude oil moving sideways, up 0.06%, basically right on support. We'll see if that holds. I don't see why it wouldn't hold. Now, if we're in a recession, if something happens with the recession, then yeah, it could fall back. I understand that we could get a dip back to wherever it wants to dip to. But if things are held together, then I would expect this to go higher because the commercial inventory levels are indicating at an $85 a barrel level. We're coming into seasonality, summer driving season. There's a bunch of other things that are positive for crude oil. TTF gas down 8%. It's getting rejected back below resistance here today. And maybe we see a move a little bit lower here in the short term. Pretty big selling pressure candlestick today. Natural gas in America moving up a little bit, up 2%, still underneath resistance. The blue trend line of that resistance we have not broken out of yet. We do have wicks at the top here indicating that there are sellers at that resistance, and that resistance is being defended. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, up 0.6%. We are holding on above support, and we are still squeezed below resistance there and above support here. We're squeezing into the corner here. Are we going to break up? Or, you know, even if this breaks down, I think it will only be temporary. I don't think it will be a forever move, so to speak. So maybe it might look like this if it were to do it. So I'm going to do a bars pattern from this one to this, or sorry. Yeah, we'll do it like this. From here to here, I'm going to take it and I'm going to mirror it. Hold on. I need to flip it, not mirror it. I'm going to flip it. There we go. So I flipped it. And this is what I think could happen. So we get something like that. So even if this does break down, it would be temporary. And then it would rip to the upside. What they call that is a false breakdown. So that false breakdown is when they flush everyone. So the people who think this is going to go up, the retail guys that are real short-term oriented, they'll say, oh, it's a breakdown. And then it will flush those people that think this is a breakdown. I'm going to come in and buy the crap out of it if that were to occur. And people are going to get short here, and then it squeezes them all to the upside when it reverses. So that's a potential path that could occur. It doesn't have to do this pullback, and it doesn't have to be that big. So keep that in mind. But that's what could occur. Just letting you guys know. And then OIH up 0.8%. That's looking pretty solid here um, today, given what oil was doing. And we're just holding sideways. Newcastle coal futures down right up against support. Now, this could dip below that support level a little bit. We could dip a little bit below it before returning or moving higher. 2025 seems to be a little bit slow compared to other things. We've got gold and silver ripping to the upside. Generally, they rip before these guys move. So if gold rips, which it's doing, and if silver rips, maybe we've got another 6 months before this turns around and really starts moving. But that's what I've typically seen, historically, and maybe oil trades sideways for a little bit, another couple months or something like that. But seasonality is coming, so we'll see. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust down 1%. I know a lot of the uranium guys are getting very frustrated with the uranium trade. I'm not. I'm just sitting in it, enjoying the ride, guys. But to me, this looks like a bullish formation. Um, and I think we're going to end up going way higher. This is your bottoming portion here, your base bottoming. We've broken out of the base. And then if you look at it from like a really long-term perspective, like stop looking at the day-to-day movements. This is your base, like your stage 1 base here, and you're going to stage 2. You get a big breakout, which happened there. That's your big breakout. You get a return move. We're still in that return move. And then we're going to start to do this and work our way on up. And it may look a lot worse than that. It might be something like like it could go all over the place. I don't know exactly. So that's what I think is coming. It's coming to all of the commodities, everything. It's because that dollar is going to get a lot weaker here. Here's uranium futures pricing. That is up 0.7% today. But again, it's the same thing as the Sprott Physical. You got your base here, and then you break out, and then you're going to get a return move. And we're finishing that return move. So this isn't about being impatient. It's about using these pullbacks to your advantage to load up on companies that nobody gives a crap about because they're crapping themselves on the short-term market price movements. You can't buy based off of movements of price. You base your buying off of patterns. And that's what is the problem. So if you're going to buy this bottom down here, what you do is you say, okay, the momentum is slowing. See that momentum? And the momentum is starting to come back up. You see how that momentum is just going between the moves and the pauses. This move upward was a counter move, but we still had to go lower. This move here is a counter move, but we're still going to go higher. It's the same thing. And you have to take a time frame and an approach that is long enough to benefit, which is measured in multi-years, not in days or weeks. URA, I still think this looks absolutely fantastic, and we've pulled on back. We're just going sideways right now, and URNM's going sideways, and URNJ has been going sideways. Now, guys, if you want to get it down to 17 bucks, that wouldn't hurt me. I would love to buy some down here if you guys can push it. Maybe even get in this region there, which is right around 16, 17 bucks. Yep. So let's push it down there, and I'll get some shares. Copper up. So copper looks real good here. This is your resistance coming across. We've broken out, and we're probably going to get a big run here in copper. So there it is, running today up 1.71%. It looks real good. Real good. COPX up 3%. We're starting to see the money rotate into copper. Now, this is your double bottom. This is your break. This is your retest. This is your ideal entry point was here, if you want to know. I'm giving it away for free, guys. Giving it away. And this is going to be your move higher. How do I know that the copper companies are going to move up? Well, we've got this pattern here. And you are supposed to be looking at the price of the commodity, which is breaking out. So put the, 1 + 1 = 2 there. That's what I'm doing. Iron ore sideways today. There it is. But we've broken the downtrend. What does this mean? means that we should be aggressive. That's what I think. My opinion only. Then we want to see it break and create new highs. So what we do is we squeeze. Now look at this. We squeeze. So downtrend, 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 downtrend. You see those lines getting smaller? The range of the moves is declining. So that decline is something that we need to take notice. Then we want to see it break through that resistance. Boom, we've broken out. Now we're breaking out of this bigger trend resistance too. So it's breaking the smaller tip and the bigger one. We can also evaluate the fractals that are being created here. That's also another sign that it is squeezing and ready to go to the upside. Aluminum still at that resistance line. We will break through it at some point. Nickel down 1%, and it's still fighting, chopping sideways here on this double bottom within a double bottom within a bigger pattern. Mu up 0.2%. We are in this pattern again, but again, breakout, retest. That's how I view it on the bigger picture view. Higher, higher, higher is what's to come. Emerging markets up 0.64%. Weaker dollar. What do we have? Shoulder, head, shoulder, breakout, moving higher. That is what I see. The dollar is what's driving it. KRE up a little bit, 0.4 against support. We've got TAN up 1.72%. Likes weaker yields, likes weaker dollar, so it's moving a little bit. Would I jump into TAN? I don't know, guys. The company's got to make money. Got to make money. Lithium up 2%. This looks like a fantastic move, beginning of a fantastic move. And we can look at companies if you guys are interested. Again, this is your double bottom, your breakout, your retest. Your retest. If you were aggressive, your ideal buy point should have been this double bottom down here in this general area. That's your ideal buy point. What you generally get is a breakout move. Then you get a retest. This is a kind of a bigger retest. So I'm going to draw this like this. I'm going to draw this like this. So think of it as that. And then we're going to get this is a flag pattern. So your flag is this guy here. It's flapping in the wind. We're going to break out of this flag, my guess, and then start to move on up. We're also breaking the bigger downtrend here, all at the same time. And that is also on the bigger picture, the double bottom, the breakout, the retest. Here is your ideal entry point for stage 1, stage 2, move higher. And these fractal patterns repeat over and over. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. REMX up 1.72%, another one that I think looks really good down here. Coming from a ridiculously cheap price down here. Ridiculous. There's your double bottom. This one pulled back a little bit more. Some of these patterns aren't perfect, but you know what? Life isn't either. BDI down 3%. So we got a little bit of a counter trend move today. Still looking good, like it's trying to bottom. We're at a real cheap price compared to history. I think this is good for a long, bigger picture view. XHB up 1%. Not a bad day today with lower yields, lower dollar. It needs lower yields, lower dollar, but we broke out of this to the downside. That still has downside pressure, guys. Russell 2000 up 1.17%. It loves the weaker dollar, weaker yields. Plunge protection team doing what it needs to do. Funnel money into these financial assets. SPX up. Funnel it in, baby. Funnel it in. Get those interest rates down. Get money in. And here is NASDAQ also heading higher. So I do think, given what's going on here, I do think these can go higher. They look good. SMCI up 6.5. There's your flag pattern that's got going on with another flag pattern. We're flagging all over the place here. That looks good. NVIDIA did break through its resistance, and we are heading higher today, 3.16. Plunge protection team doing its job. We've got Bitcoin down 1.25, Ethereum down 2.7. These guys they look a little heavy compared to what they used to, but they've been tracking sideways for the most part. And then MicroStrategy tracking sideways. this is still probably a flag pattern that will eventually break higher. Maybe we get another move higher in equities and even maybe crypto. It is possible. And then the VIX down 5% as the S&P goes higher. So that's what we've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website, and that's a special coupon code if you want to, just as a reminder. 7 a.m. question and answer session coming up on Saturday, Mountain Time. And that's all I've got for today. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.